Hi everyone, I'm Joey. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Ambassador's Table. Special thanks, of course, to BBS Timbers for supporting me and my channel. So, last time we finished off the base, the legs, and the bracing system. Now we've got to move up onto the second, what I'm going to call the upper base, and the sliding extension, and the top. So let's go. Okay, first thing was to level up the table. There's a slight wobble to it. So I glued on some 3mm MDF strips to my table, and then I could use them as a guide for my Japanese saw and just trim a blade curve off the bottom. So to protect the bottom corners of the feet, they're pretty delicate. We cut some brass stock that I happened to have in the shop, and I'm just milling it out, cleaning it up, and I'm going to epoxy and screw it onto the bottom of the legs. Next thing, I could make up the frame that would sit on top of the leg base, which you just saw, and this will be used to attach the sliding runners to. Next up, I can get onto the sliding extension runners. They're made from oak, and this design is from Dipalma. He's a furniture maker based in the States, and I'll leave a link to his Instagram page in the description. I've never made this style before, and it seemed like a really good way to do what I needed, and it seemed to work out pretty good, so I think I will be using this style in the future. Using a dado blade, I can create the large and smaller grooves in all the pieces. With the upper frame all glued up, I can get that flattened out and sand it off. On most of the rails I could add a steel pin as a stopper and a groove cut to the right length. So on the very outside extension pieces, I've made the extensions a little bit narrower, mainly just because I don't want them to hang down too much when you see from the end of the table. It might not be a problem, but I thought I would do that. So I can't add the stopper in the same way as I just did, because my groove for the steel pin would end up being right down over top of this T-slot, which is not going to work. So I've added a groove lower down, and what I'm going to do is glue and screw a block of oak right there, and so that will act as a stopper for the two outside rails. So I can attach the middle part of the rail to the upper frame of the table. And then that assembly is attached to the table base via a couple of big bolts, so that the top and the base can be removed and carried separately. That's theory at this point anyway. Okay, so I need to make two fold-down legs that can be used when the table is at full extension. And so what I've done is dressed up a couple of the big offcuts that I had from the leg blanks from the main table base. So I'm going to glue these up and then try and cut a leg out of these. We'll see how it goes. I'm using a satin water-based polyurethane for this by Miratone. So the first coat just went on by brush, and actually subsequent coats ended up going on by brush because it was flattening out really well, so I just carried on. I came in on the weekend with my son,
Yeah.
and so he was helping me with the filming here. So thanks, Theo. He's only 4, by the way, so pretty good job.
I need to move it back a bit.
Yeah. Alright, so I think I lost the footage when it comes to these boards. These are going to be the leaves, the extension leaves for the table. And for some silly reason I wanted to have each of the 4 leaves as a single board, and I managed to find some really large Sapelli boards in my supplier, BBS. So what I did was have them machined down on the CNC. We flattened one side, flipped them over, flattened the other side, so that's why there's some machine marks. Our milling bit was getting pretty burnt, pretty blunt and was burning, but that doesn't matter. So some pretty bad burn marks on here, I think. Most of them, I think they're all being thicknessed now through the sander. I think that one's a little bit undersized. So they're looking pretty good. And I wanted to do that first to know what I can get out of these large boards. Now I know I'm about right on my thickness, what I want, 35 mil. Now I can make up the two tabletops, the oval top, and kind of match this thickness as best as I can. The rest of the boards I'm not going to keep so wide, even though I've got wide boards, because it's just a lot of time and effort with the CNC, whereas I can cut these big wider boards in half, put them through my thicknesser, and then glue them back together, and it'll be just fine. I could have done that on these, but just went down that harder road of wanting a single nice board. Anyway, that's kind of my reasoning for all that. So it's a template we cut out on CNC for the top. It's going to make my life a lot easier. I can work out what I need to do. I'm also going to use this as a bearing guide when I cut the benchtop to size. I could do that on the CNC later. I could cut the tabletops to size and shape on the CNC. It's just a lot more work and time. It's actually really easy just to roughly jigsaw this out and then run a bearing along the outside edge, and they're exactly the same. So that's the bottom sorted out. After this round over, I can flip it over and start flattening out the top, or smoothing it out. So at this point it's Christmas Eve, and I just wanted to get this kind of put together, sitting there, and make it look good, see what it actually looks like, and I was really happy with how it was looking. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Next part, we'll be getting onto the curved skirts for the tabletop and the fold down legs at full extension, and a whole bunch of other small pieces that will hopefully get this thing finished off. So see you later.